Hey, my name's Ryan, host here of the Between the Weights podcast, live broadcast thingy that I do on Facebook Live inside of the gym, right? Welcome. Man, we've been talking about lots of things, right? I want to... Our mind is incredibly powerful, right? And lots of the power that we have in our mind comes from the words that we use, the language that we use when we're talking, right? Because our mind, our subconscious allows in the words that we tell it, right? The words that we tell ourselves, we kind of accept as truth, right? So the language that we use has the power to change our life, really, right? And so we're going to start talking a little bit about language. We're going to talk about how we can use it to improve our lives. We're going to talk about the different types and the powers that it has, right? So if we talk about language, there's really like two main types of this thing, right? There's conflict language and there's architect language. There's language that builds people up and there's language that tears people down, right? And so we're going to start learning about the power that these two different types of language have and how to sort of manipulate the language that we're using, how to change the words choices, the words that we use, so that we will transition conflict language to architect language, so we can build ourselves up whenever we're saying anything, right? Whenever the words that we use, because the words that we use tell the stories of our life, of the world around us, right? And the stories that we tell turn into the reality that we build, right? So we literally have the power to change our reality, right? To change the world around us just by the types of words that we use, right? So, like for example, if you say the sentence, "She's controlling me," right? Or perhaps I should start thinking about maybe getting in shape, right? Things like that. Or it ruined my life. Okay, you are taking the power away from yourself. You're giving it to something else, right? And all of those, I don't know what imagery you had pop into your mind when you hear "it ruined my life." Like, what's the feelings that you would imagine are wrapped around with that statement, right? What are the images that pop into your head when you hear the statement, "It ruined my life," or "she's controlling me," or "it's controlling me," or "they are doing something to me," right? Versus "I'm controlling me." There's a completely different feeling when we change the language like that, right? And so we're gonna get into that over the next 30 days, right? We're going to really discover ways that we can use language to change how we perceive the world around us, literally change the world around us, right? And give us the power to make our reality what we want it to be. Okay, so I want you to just for now, just realize that there are different types of language, and we're going to talk about all of them. The first kind of exercise is just sort of get you acquainted with the things that we're going to be going through, is thinking about the mental images and the feelings you have when you hear things like, don't take this the wrong way. Or perhaps I should probably start thinking about getting in shape. What's the mental imagery you have when you hear that statement? The feelings that are tied into that statement. And then finally, it ruined my life, right? 3 statements. Let me know the images that come to mind when you hear them, the feelings that you have wrapped around in them. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Late.